Hello, Yaniv. To start our conversation, please tell us a bit more about yourself, your background, and your role at Hugo Boss.
Hi, good day. So thank you for inviting me to this interview. I'm Yaniv Naor. I've been with Hugo Boss for the last 4.5 years. I'm dealing with master data management for the past 17 plus years. I've got an IT background with business background involved. I was a senior manager in Deloitte as well and very other companies that include aerospace, pharmaceuticals, and now fashion retail. I've done MDM in various industries and various fields, starting from supply chain to data management in retail to HR and so on. So I've been around the scene for quite some time, and I'm glad to be here to share some of my knowledge with you.
Yeah, thank you. That's quite an impressive background and experience you have. How MDM enables you to have more accurate and in-depth knowledge about your customers?
I think that we have to understand that the focus of data management today has grown in industries, in all industries, regardless of whether it's retail or anything else. Because customers today are creating more and more data on the fly, we have to understand how to use that data. Something that was not there in the past, and marketing was different. The way we have reached our customers was different as well. Today, we are making sure that data management allows us to have accurate data across all our systems. This data is then leveraged into analytical models, which are then refined and are divided accurately to the right segment in order for us to reach the right customer with the right information. Having that in mind, this is a kind of 4 layers topic, and we'll share that in the presentation when the presentation comes along with you, the audience. We have to understand that once the data is not aligned and skewed, everything that is built on top of that, whether it's the analytical models and the campaigning and so on, everything will be skewed as well. And therefore, data management helps us build a very, very strong and stable base in order for us to build layers on top of layers to actually create the right segmentation for the marketing for the customer.
And leading the global master data strategy for Hugo Boss surely is a great undertaking, as we can imagine, that requires continuous improvement and communication with the stakeholders. So what would be your most significant learnings since implementing MDM at Hugo Boss?
I think that we take it to Hugo Boss and other companies that I've worked with in the past as a manager in Deloitte as well, senior manager in Deloitte. We have to understand that an MDM strategy, MDM path, right? It's not a one-time job. And one of the biggest things that we can actually see that organizations succeed with the implementation of MDM or not is the focus on the topic itself and the alignment with the management, right? Getting their acceptance, getting their understanding, their backup. This is very important for the organization to actually support. When we look at MDM, and this is something that is very important for us, especially now, as I said, with data being created more often and with bigger volumes, it's really important that the management understands the use of data and backs us up. Once we get that, it's a top-down approach. Everybody then aligns, right, in the organization, but then the usage of the data should be shared as well within the organization. Once our colleagues understand what data is used for and why it's important to use it, we can see more collaboration. And you can't implement an MDM project without having the involvement of the business, without having the full involvement of the IT, without having a synchronization between them. And therefore, I think that the best idea is that an MDM team or an MDM department will be located in the business, understanding the business needs, but actually translating the need into IT language to collaborate with the IT. So we are like the linking chain between the business and the IT. And the collaboration is one of the biggest factors, but not the only one, for the success of the implementation.
But looking more generally, let's say, where do you see brands fail short when implementing a master data management, and what would be your advice for companies that are starting their data management strategy?
Usually, to implement an MDM implementation with an organization takes between 3 to 5 years, right? In the first year, people don't know what MDM is, or at least up to now, these recent days, people have not known what MDM was all about. It would have been a buzzword. We do an MDM.
Right.
Is it a project? Is it a strategy? Is it a way of living? Nobody really understood what it is. Now, when we try to understand what it is and companies start to implement it, 2 things come aligned. Do they implement it because they understand the added value of MDM? Or do they implement because they want to be aligned with the other organizations as well because everybody else is doing it? Once we understand how to implement an MDM solution, right, and we see the leverages of MDM solutions, then the organization starts to understand and believe that this could support their business benefits. And from there, from the 3 to 5 years, we already look at maturities and different things that we can build on top of the MDM layers, such as analytics, modeling, and so on and so forth. I would say that brands usually fail because they don't understand what is the solution that is required. Mm-hmm. We do something because everybody else does it, right? It's like we spoke about digital transformation. Everybody's going digital, but what does it really mean? Could digital be different from one organization to another? Is it the same? Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. Mm-hmm. It depends, right? We have to have a very, very clear strategy, what we want to achieve, what we are looking to fix, align. MDM is not only data management. It's data management and data governance and looking at different business processes. It's an alignment of a set of tools, right, that build mm-hmm. up the EDM. And the EDM is the enterprise data management ecosystem. So everything has to be end in end. It has to be very, very clear to the stakeholders and to the people participating in this program that this is not a one-time shot. We do and we fix and we go away. This is a continuous improvement process, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that with time, and usually it takes time to show how this implementation of MDM and EDM actually show the business different new paths. Mm-hmm. And how this can be very, very beneficial for them.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for sharing your insights regarding this. So I'm sure that the viewers will find it helpful, and I'm sure that they will find more in that insights into your presentation of the Data 2030 Summit. So considering that this was our last question, I would like to thank you for being with us at the Data 2030 Summit and for doing this interview with me.